Why is this so tilted? There we go. Let's shrink this up. Video. We'll keep that there. Maker Viking is #1. Hello, Mark and Stan. There. Hello, tripods, and just make something in radioactive scale RC. You don't know windy, buddy. I'm from ultra windy Edgewood, New Mexico, where we get 60+ mile-an-hour winds on a regular basis. Yesterday we got some snow, and I thought it started snowing again. No, it was just blowing the snow so hard it looked like it was snowing again. Okay. Yeah, I found out I can have 2 chat windows open. If I pop out the chat window as a separate window, and then I refresh the live stream page, it reloads the chat window here too. So now I can see the chat no matter which screen I'm looking at. Nice. Resin is not hard. The first thing I would do is print something that doesn't require supports. That's all. Don't be afraid to overdo your first layer burn times, because you can always reduce it later. Wow. 80 miles an hour. That's some serious wind. We probably get winds that high here. I don't know. I never measured it. But I know we get 50, 60 regular. Like, it really rips through here sometimes. To the extreme, you're in Edgewood? Maybe we'll have to meet up at the taco stand one day. At least I think it's a taco stand. Cool. Ooh, let me get Chitubox going. Now, am I done with this? Let's make sure this is all correct. Live chat is turned on. Monetization is turned on. The right screen icon is set. Thumbnail. Chat is set. It looks like it's working. Audio is working, of course. How come you can't go out? I don't need that showing. Cats are doing good. Oh, yeah, he's got more mice. Noel finally stole one from him. Boy, was he pissed. The Saturns pop up on Amazon, but they sell out really quick, like minutes. Hey, Gerald. is that for? Oh, that's a set screw. That's right. I know what that's for. Finally got through a backlog of all my review crap last night. And I'll be spending all day tomorrow processing those reviews, and it will take all day. Of course I dropped it. Nice. Let's see. Let's get rid of this. Don't need any of this. Ooh, a lot of junk mail last night. Well, I guess most of it's not junk mail. Any chance of a trailer show what goodies you have for us? What do you mean? Videos you will be live streaming. I don't understand. Yeah, we've had light snow this year too. It snowed like 3 times, but all 3 times very little. Like we're talking, 2 or 3 inches. Surprisingly small amount. Where is Chitubox? There it is. Nope. Previews are hard right now because, like, I didn't know what I was doing today until yesterday. Like, I got the wash station in yesterday. It's like, okay, that's what we're doing tomorrow. I don't really plan ahead right now. There's no forward planning. Where is that? There it is. Downloads. Where's it at? There it is. Theoretically, unless it has a weird file format, it should support anything. What do you mean, how are previews hard to get? I assume you mean a preview like coming in the next 5 episodes of today's 3D print. The problem is, I don't know what I'm doing next Wednesday. I really don't. It's not like, I just don't know. So I can't make a preview for something that I don't even know exists yet. Okay. It does have a flat bottom. Isn't that document camera great? I love it. Wow, good deal. Is that a big printer? Okay. So, someone told me that if I tilt him, it works better. I sometimes don't understand how this works sometimes, but you know, it's like, whatever. I'll just make it work. Oh, it's small, so that's a high price. You know, you can get the Creality mono screen printer for about half that. Although you're in Canada. Get something like this. Well, this won't help with a hard drain, but I always have something. I have something like this in every one of my cars. It's a little 5 or 10 watt solar panel, and then you know it's got connections, and you just run this to your battery and leave it in the windshield, and keeps the battery topped up. Now, if you have a vampire charge that's actually draining the battery, it's not going to help with that. But if you just have a problem with the car sitting and dying over time, these are great. I can go out anytime I want and start my bus up, no problem, because that solar panel keeps that battery topped up. Yeah, we don't have well, maybe that is why we get some power outages. The wind, I don't know. I might be over exaggerating too. Let me check wind speeds. I'll see if I can check that. I just know you go outside and it's like Jesus. Like I can't have inflatable ornaments. I love inflatable ornaments, and it drives me nuts because I can get them on that review site that I use. And like there's an awesome 8 foot tall Easter one, and there's a St. Patrick's one, and I want them all, but I can't. I can't use inflatables here. The wind just destroys them. I mean, just tears them up. I was actually considering setting up a wind bluff, like a 3-sided wind bluff outside, just so I could put the inflatable in that and use an inflatable with these winds here. It's just it's crazy. But if winds are all I have to deal with, I'm okay with that. I can make you bigger. Which printer am I set up for right now? Which settings? We are set up for the Creality. Okay. Print. 6 bottom layers. 3, 10. That should be fine. Okay. I don't watch the news, so if it doesn't pop up on like YouTube or something like that. I know that's one of the reasons that uninsured, underinsured motorist protection is a lot more money here in New Mexico because of a lot of DUI and no insurance problems around here. Okay. That should work. Although I think it's a little... That should be okay. It's all inside the shadow zone. Not doing too bad. I'm feeling better today. It took 2 freaking weeks, but I think I'm finally getting over... I still have a cough, but I think I'm finally getting over whatever the hell I had. It wasn't COVID. We both got tested, and we're both negative, so I have no idea what we caught. Why'd he get screwed over again? Let's not go politics here, but if it's something funny, that's what I'm actually doing right now. Where's it at? There it is. I am working on Bernie. we're going to print him today. Chelsea with Chaos Cortec made a really nice one. How so? Well, we knew once they had control, there was going to be all kinds of infighting. You knew that was coming. Dem nominee for what? I plan to print a giant one. Oh, yeah. We're going to print a very, very big one. Oh. I don't know if I'd like him as president. Although he'd probably be better than Biden. I don't know. See, I don't know enough about Biden. I just don't know enough about him. I would have voted for Yang in a heartbeat. Yeah. You could definitely count me as part of the Yang gang. Younger, more intelligent, more upbeat. Yeah, I would have definitely voted for him in a heartbeat. I could never be president. They would assassinate me before the inauguration. As soon as they heard what my plans were, oh yeah, you could bet your ass they'd assassinate me. Well, hopefully, no audio. My audio's fine. Well, the thing you have to realize is that president doesn't have as nearly as much power as you think, and Biden's learning that the hard way right now. He thought he was going to come in and go make everything happen, even though a lot of stuff he wants to do is fine. The problem is that doesn't work. We have a division of power in our government for a reason. And that's so one person can't come in and just, make everything happen like a dictator. Good, either for good or bad. Okay, so how do I want to set up supports on this? We're going to leave them solid. I'm not even going to mess with hollowing them out. It's been a while since I used, there it is, supports. We're going to go with medium. Are you going to draw those supports, or are you just going to sit there and look funny? Okay, something's wrong. It's putting the points in, but it's not actually drawing the support. And now the raft is gone. Let's see. First, let me export this at the resized size. Delete it. And re-import it. Okay. Support. Processing. What the hell's wrong with support in here? Well, remember, those executive orders only really affect federal activity. They have a very limited effect. Like, you made an executive order for $15 minimum wage, but that only affects federal employees. He has to go through Congress to get an overall minimum wage increase. Okay, so Chitubox is not working correctly. What do I do about that? Anybody familiar with Chitubox? Oh, there we go. I don't know what I did, but that worked. Okay. I think a lot of the support is not necessary. But I'm going to leave it anyway. It's not hurting anything. But for example, I would like multiple points of contact on here. Yeah, see, I would definitely like 2 points of contact on that. So there's more to grab onto. There we go. Sometimes you need support, not so much because it needs support, because he'll print significantly faster like this, like significantly faster, twice this fast, and I could print them larger. Because remember, with a full frame resin printer like this, where you're not using a laser, where you're printing layer, layer, layer all at the same time, the Z height determines your print speed, not the complexity of the model. I could put 2 of them on here and it would print in the same amount of time. And there probably is enough room. No, there's not enough room to put 2. Maybe, probably not. But so I could actually make him bigger and print him in less time. Hey, 3DP. Okay, that looks good. We've already got the thumb drive in there. I am going to print him solid. I'm not even going to mess with trying to not do him solid. How long is it predicting? It is saying 2 hours, 21 minutes. What is my resolution? We're at 0.1. I guess 0.1's okay. I'm betting I could do this at 0.2. Let's try it at 0.2. We're not doing a printer today. We're doing a wash station. So you know I have the Creality mono resin printer, and I also just got in the wash station. So we need to print something in resin to put it in the wash station. So while it's printing, we're going to unbox the wash station. Removable. So we're going to call this Bernie 01 for 0.1, 0.2 layers. The Creality LD002H, their version of the monochromatic screen resin printer. Okay, now let's reslice it at 0.1. Cool. It's a nice machine. They did a good job on it. Hi, kitty. I should have this on a battery backup just in case. So let's get a UPS going for this. that means I need another C13 cable. That is not a C13 that I can use. I am short a C13. Hang on, gotta find that cable. There we go. That can go in there. This can go in here. This can go in here. AC power on. I don't need USB power. And it is charging. Okay. Although I don't know if this will work with yeah, we do. We do have regular power issues. At least compared to back east. Okay. So I have clear in here now. Do I drain that or just mix it? I'm just going to mix it. So we'll have a milky white. I don't care. Let's see. I might have debris in there. I might have debris in the printer. I felt something on the bottom. Which means we gotta check it. Did I save that? No, I didn't. Save. This is gonna be Bernie 01. We's about to get messy. Where are my filters? All right, we're about to get messy. Yeah, we lose power pretty regularly here. No, you have to do that manually. At least in Chitubox. You hollow it out, you define the parameters for the hollow out, and then you manually add your drain holes where you want them. I want this one to be pretty hefty, so I'm going to print them solid. Since I'm going to be messing with the resin, it's time for the gloves. Since you really do not want to be sensitized to resin. No. I suspect a kilo of resin is about 2 to 1 to PLA. So double the price. I suspect it is not 1 to 1. Oh yeah, we definitely have a failed print on there. Good thing we didn't try to start that. Yep. As soon as we get this started, we are going to... Oh, wow. There's debris on there. That's better. That might have resin on it, so I want to keep that separate. Oh, I need to be careful touching the mouse. Let's get this off and use just one glove. Mouse. So let's turn off laptop display, turn on spot display, and give you a clean, yep, and give you guys a better view. There we go. I've had good results with all resin that I've used. I've never had a bad resin. So whatever's cheapest on Amazon. Keep an eye out for sales. Because every now and then they go crazy with the sales. Make sure this is clean. Okay. Got that off. You just rub the back and those parts will pop right off. There you go. Step is clean. Don't want any drip. Yeah, sometimes you can have a particular color that's on sale, which is awesome. I'm going to pour that in a different bottle. Huh, it's already a milky white. It's not a clear white. Okay. Power on. We do my clean. Yep. We do not need gloves. And of course, the best upgrade for these printers is to switch to the little tiny micro drives, which I have linked down below. Because then you don't have to worry about whacking it and breaking it off the side of the printer. Okay. Print. Let's try 02 first for speed. This is a transparent white, so it should allow me to do 0.2 millimeter layers. My favorite is probably Creality because they have that tenacious resin, which is a ruggedized resin, but it's very expensive. 65 bucks a kilo. So I usually cut it. I'll mix it like 25%, 75% with another resin, so it'll give it a little bit of extra toughness. Hi, kitty. How you doing, baby? You having a good morning, huh? I do have a Wham Bam sheet. No, this is not a Wham Bam. I'm still waiting for them to send me one for this. This is the one from Creality. So I'll have to clean off this bed one of these days and get this installed. This is the one from Creality. Apparently, they used a poor choice of adhesive. Apparently, this adhesive will eventually dissolve in alcohol. So you got to be careful not to put alcohol in the vat. But yeah, I got a flex plate from Creality. So what scale did I make this? Well, isn't... Oh, that's right. It does that, doesn't it? Yeah, I forgot it does that. I scaled it and exported it, so now it's 100% scale, so now I don't know how much I scaled it. If I hit reset? Cancel, no. Now I gotta figure out how to chop his legs off, too. Your legs are irrelevant. Yeah, because I want to print them massive on the Chiron with the 1.2 millimeter nozzle. Your legs are completely irrelevant as far as resin printers going. You should be doing everything sitting down. So the only cross-contamination you're going to have is your hands, and you should be wearing gloves. So as long as you properly wear gloves and handle your PPE and procedure properly between steps, you won't have a cross-contamination issue. So you'll only have that problem if you get lazy. Which I wouldn't do because it'll make everything sticky. I hear it peeling. Yeah, now, what slicer would let me chop his legs off? See, if I can lop his legs off, then I can print him in 2 pieces or 3 pieces without support. Because the only part of him that should need any support at all might be his glasses. His glasses might need support. But otherwise, he should... we'll need a little support under his gloves there. Netfab. Oh, that's right. Netfab does have a downloadable component, doesn't it? There's a version you can download. Can I slice models in here? dig hole, hollow, auto layout, clone, redo, undo, screen capture, save. I don't see an option. But didn't Prusa Slicer allow you to cut the models? I don't want an update. So let's bring it into Simplify 3D so I can get it oriented correctly. So view, edit, place surface on bed. That stands him up. File, export, binary STL. I'm Groot. Upright. I'm not a huge fan of Bernie Sanders, but that picture was adorable. And the memes people are making with it are absolutely adorable. I want a pair of those mittens. I have a thing for mittens. Okay. We have him oriented correctly. Where the hell did it save it? Lychee slicer? No, I don't. Export models. It exported to downloads. Okay. Which means it's right here. There he is. Bring him into Prusa. I'm pretty sure Prusa lets me cut models. So I thought it did. That's, oh yeah, cut right here. Can I cut not on Z? Yeah, I can if I rotate them. So can I rotate a fixed 90 degrees? Yes. There we go. Now I can do a cut. And I can slice you off right there. Keep up or keep lower. Perform cut. No, Bernie Sanders, the politician. He had, there was a picture of him at the inauguration. He stood out like a sore thumb because he actually dressed according to the conditions and not according to, you know, just what everybody wanted. And so the result is that he was wearing a appropriate jacket for the weather and these mittens, and he was all bundled up sitting in his chair, and someone got an adorable picture of him. Let me find a picture to show you. I don't have, there it is. So there's the picture they got. Excuse me. Yeah, of course. Freaking New York Times. Oh, I bet. I'd buy a pair. They're cute mittens. There we go. So that picture became all the rage. And I got some adorable ones like this one here. This is a guy named Kevin Suko Lee. He made these. So this is a one from Spirited Away where they added Bernie in. And there's another good one too from My Neighbor Totoro. Let me get my face out of the way. There you go. Basically. Pretty good, Caliber Manx. We are keeping our victims happy. So that's it. So the result is Kearney from Chaos Core Tech made a really nice model of Bernie. Oh, the creativity has been. Look at the details in this model. Look at the details in this model. I mean, this is just awesome. So, like, I'm not a big fan of the guy. I think he's a little kooky with some of his ideas, but I gotta say, the picture was adorable. You don't have to like him to like the picture. So we are resin printing him up. It'll take a little over an hour because we're going to use the new wash station. So we should go back to there. There we go. He actually just made it. He didn't import the picture or anything like that. He just made a person, and then I don't know how they do it. I know that they start with like shapes, and they push and pull the shapes and mold it to the shape they want using things like ZBrush and Blender and stuff like that. I hope he does a how-to video, like a little time-lapse how-to video of how he made it, because it was pretty, or how she made it actually, I think. Sculpting, that's the word. And then you just keep adding those little details until it looks right. PM'd me a pic. How do you mean PM? Like Twitter or Facebook or ZBrush? Okay. I I probably don't have that kind of skill. Come on. Yeah, I hear it peeling, so we should be good. Come on, Messenger. Why do you take so long to load? Mr. Knapp sent me a photo. You gotta stretch him out a little bit. He's a little short. Oh, for anybody else, you guys can't see what I'm laughing at. There you go. That's me at a rocket launch and Bernie in the background. I hope to print him big enough that I don't have to print a chair. I just put down a metal folding chair. Oh, cool. Yeah, he usually captures the build process because he knows that, it's interesting. People are interested in that. So, let's see if there is a video. Oh, okay, that's not going to work. Um,
Yes.
let's see. There we go.
Idea and got started. Chelsea gave up sleep and ingested far more energy drinks than what was thought humanly possible and put out an amazing effort to get the Bernie meme ready to print. So with that, all that work by Chelsea, all that really hard work, I got to work printing it in there. And thanks to some Ceriatec resin, hashtag not sponsored.
Here, I'll put a link to that video in the chat. I would be beside myself if you don't know who that is and you're not subscribed to him. So if you're not subscribed to 3D Printing Nerd, well, what are you waiting for? He does make some fun videos. And then does Chaos Cortec have a video? Here's their channel. And there's a link to Chaos Cortec. Looks like they don't have a video yet for the Bernie model. They're probably still working on it. I hope they'll post one. Because they make some amazing stuff. Just absolutely amazing stuff. There we go. I want to see the model, make sure it's sticking. You good? Wow, CPU 61%. Holy crap. Let's close some of these programs. It shouldn't be taking that much CPU. Are we clear on? Yeah, it looks clear. I don't see any stuttering. Okay. Well, it looks like they can replace my paints I ordered. I got some paints from, that review site, and the whole box was covered in paint. It burst open and shipping or something. It went splat. That was the 24th. You order Love and Pieces. Is this the right one? Yeah, Love and Pieces. Okay. No, I don't have it. I have the Frozen Mini, the non 4K, and it works quite well. I've had no problems with it. Let's see. What do I need? I need to go here. And this needs to be at 100%. Count. So far I've had good results with frozen printers. I don't, there's nothing that screams out at me, beware. And the results I got with my frozen mini were quite good. It seemed to have a little trouble when I really packed the bed with a lot of parts. We're talking like 60 parts. I got some weird lines, but beyond that, no problems. Okay. Now, it says my phone got delivered. Oh, it hasn't got delivered yet. Even though it says it did. That's weird. Weird. So it came by FedEx, huh? Nope, I need events. Person. Nope, just Amazon. One box. So FedEx has not come yet. Weird. Hello, Gary. So where did I see that delivered notification? I saw it somewhere. I still hear peeling sounds. That's a good sign. Doesn't stink too much. I don't smell much from it. I read something that said it was delivered. There's Wanhao resin. That stuff reeks. Oh my god. Man, I thought I was gonna have to evacuate the house. That stuff stank so bad. But otherwise, most resins don't have that much stink to them. Well, let's get this. Now that we're lifted, we can move this back here. Nope. Give you a view down here. That. Wanhao, the printer manufacturer. They also made resin printers in the early days. They probably have a modern version somewhere. WANHAO, I think. In the trash can. Hey, they took my suggestion, a mirrored panel. Although I don't think it's that effective. Still, it's nice they did that. Oh, they went back to orange. Seriously? Asking for trouble. There we go. Let's give you a better view of what I'm doing here. Wow. That's a big difference. Okay. Okay. This one uses a guard around the mixer. Now, what I would like these guys to start doing, I guess I understand why it would be hard, but I'd like to see all this filled in. Because you're going to use almost a whole bottle of alcohol just to get above the mixer. You're going to take a lot of alcohol to fill this up. This will hold, if this is accurate, yeah. This will hold 4.5 liters of alcohol. Hello. That's a lot of freaking alcohol, guys. Comes with tools, comes with a spare bearing. It does look like they are using sealed bearings. So that's a good thing. Different brackets for holding the plate. Well, the problem is, if it's not built into the bucket properly, you're going to have resin goo getting around your printed plug in there and causing a lot of problem. I tried mean green. I didn't get the best results. No, I didn't. Send me a link. I didn't get the best results from that. So this would go in here, sit like that, and you just put your part in there. It does go all the way to the bottom. That's good. Let's see how much it takes. So this will be a 1/2 gallon. Well, this is 70%, so that's pretty close to that. So this is 1 liter, and as I predicted, it just barely got into the basket. So 1 liter just to get above the fan. Well, good news is 2 should be enough to do Bernie. Yeah, that's enough to do Bernie. I've been keeping it because it's $10 a gallon. I'm trying to figure out a way to reuse it. I think I have some ideas. Well, getting any alcohol around here is pretty hard to do, so I take what I can get. So can I fit that in there? Come on. See, I want to be able to put the basket in there. I want to be able to leave the basket inside the bucket, but you can't. There ain't enough room. You could probably get it in there upside down. Now, that's the question I have, which nobody's been able to answer for me yet. Okay. There are 2 ways to mix materials like this. You have... Hold on. So, is it in suspension or saturation? Because that makes a big difference. If it's in suspension, then I should be able to use UV light to cure and remove the resin from the alcohol. However, if it's in solution, and that broke already. Okay, Creality, you got to work on the lid. The living hinges already broke on the sides here. It's very hard to latch, and it already broke one of the living hinges. Not the end of the world, but annoying. Yeah, well, I buy 91% from Walmart when it's available. Otherwise, I get the 70% if it's not available. Because Walmart has the cheapest price, $10 a gallon, $2.50 a quart. Now, one thing I do wish Creality had done, I like their machines that have the power supply built into the machine instead of requiring a brick. So there's probably plenty of room down here. It would have been nice to build this into the machine instead of requiring a brick. I might actually open this up and see if there's enough room for me to stick this power brick inside of here. And then just have a hole in the back for the plug. Because I like built-in power supplies so you don't have these freaking bricks lying around. Because they're annoying. Yeah, the any cubic container was, well, this one's better in that it's square. The any cubic is better in that it is I got a better lid. The lid is more resilient. Yep. I'm gonna give you guys a better view. Exactly. I hate bricks. So there's the front face. This is to hold on to their adapters. This is to hold on to the basket. These are the LED array. I'm assuming 2 frequencies. Well, the question is, did I get an answer to that? Is it in solution or is it in suspension? If it's in suspension, then UV light should cure it out. If it's in solution, UV light's not going to do anything. It'll take the suspension stuff out, but it's not going to take the solution stuff out. So, do I have to distill it to get all the resin out, or is it just in suspension and will UV be enough to extract all the resin from the alcohol? Because I'd really like to be able to recycle the alcohol considering how expensive it is. Little plastic peel there. And as usual, the plastic is underneath the switch button. Well, the problem is I do have a laboratory quality scale. The problem is you don't know if all the resin came out. And I'm not sure if I can measure that small a difference in mass reliably, because you're also going to have evaporation of the alcohol. And even if you remove the resin, you're still going to have some alcohol with the resin. How do you dry the resin and preserve the alcohol so you can weigh the 2 different objects accurately enough? Because I'm pretty sure just the evaporated alcohol will be enough to offset any kind of measure of the amount of resin you remove. So let's say I have, 1 kilogram of alcohol and I have 3 grams of resin saturated in the alcohol. I can reliably measure 1 kilogram and 3 grams. The problem is I might lose 3 grams of alcohol to evaporation. And there'll be no way to know what is still in solution and what is simply evaporated. And I don't have a closed environment method of measuring that. So the problem is if I can't control the experimental data, I don't have any way of knowing what the results mean. Oh, noisy fan. Okay. So wash, quick, cure, and you have quick, normal, and slow. It doesn't change the time though. So what does quick, normal, and slow mean if it doesn't change the time? So you can do up to, what, an hour? Oh no, you can do a lot more than that. So up to 90 minutes. And that's start and pause. Oh. Then it shouldn't say quick. It should say fast. I guess it doesn't matter. Woo! Okay, that is some bright freaking LEDs. I wasn't expecting it to be that bright. Yeah, let's put the cover on that. Yeah, that gave me stars. Holy shit. Yes, but that doesn't help you because number one, you're never going to get it all. And number two, you're going to have to weigh the alcohol and the resin to see if you have 10 grams of resin and 1 kilogram of alcohol. Well, if any of it evaporates, you don't know. Oh, that's that. That's some bright ass LEDs. Yeah, look how bright that is. I mean, we're talking like sick bright there. Oh, it would obviously it's going to turn. So it controls the speed at which it turns. Ah, duh. Because number one, I'm trying to save the alcohol. And number two, to verify I got all the resin out of it, I need to weigh the alcohol that's left. So if I start off with 1 kilogram of alcohol and 10 grams of resin, and I weigh the leftover resin, let's say it comes out at 9.8 grams. You know, how much, or let's say it comes out at 11 or 12 grams. How much of that is resin? How much of that is alcohol that's still in the resin? And then, so you're going to want to weigh the alcohol. How much does that weigh? If it comes out to exactly a kilogram, then you know you removed 10 grams of resin, but it's not going to come out exactly because when you remove the glob of resin, you're going to remove some alcohol with it. So you'd want to weigh this to verify this and to see how much of, like if you come out with, 1.05 kilograms of alcohol, then you know you got 5 grams of resin inside the alcohol because it's heavier than it was originally. But I just don't know how to verify that it's still, I don't know. But, well, you don't have to know both if you know you only have resin. But you know you don't only have resin. You know you also have alcohol. You can't pull the resin out of the alcohol bath dry. So when you pull the resin out, you're going to be pulling alcohol out as well. Well, whatever's left in here, how do I verify there's no resin there? I don't know. It doesn't turn into a solid. No. It turns into a slimy, goopy, cloudy mess. I know. I have a gallon of alcohol in there that has settled out resin in it, and it is not solid. It's slime. It's literally slime. So how do you separate the slime from the alcohol? That's after curing. It does not cure because it's in alcohol. It can't cure. If you take a resin print and drop it in a vat of alcohol, it will eventually evaporate. Not evaporate, dissolve. The alcohol will eventually dissolve an entire print. If you put a print in a bucket of alcohol, it will eventually dissolve the entire thing. So what settles out is a slime, like literally like a slime. It's not a solid chunk that you can go in there with a pair of forceps and grab it. Let's see how the mix works. Oh, wait a minute. This is the mirror panel. So that would go on for curing. And I like that they use a mirrored piece of steel. That's nice. So that there is at least a chance that some of the UV will bounce off and hit the bottom of the model. Exactly. So how do I verify I've actually gotten all the resin out? I don't know. And when the alcohol evaporates, will some of the resin evaporate with the alcohol? You know, will I eventually end up with a dry mass that I can weigh? Yes, I have. Very powerful UV. There is no particles. It looks like a cloud. Literally, a cloud forms inside the chamber, in the bucket. Not particles. Now this should not need to have the lid closed. Although it might because of the yeah, it won't let me do it with the lid open. No, I haven't. Not yet. I've been trying to do as much research on it as I can before I do it. It does a soft start. No, don't be sorry to me. This is what we do here. We talk about this stuff. That's why I'm trying to find out, is it suspension or solution? If it's suspension, it's easy. I just keep washing it with UV light and eventually I'll have it all out of suspension and I can filter it. If it's solution, it might require a different method in order to get it out. Does that turbine spin up? Look at the tornado that forms. Oh, it's going to reverse direction? Yep, it's going to reverse direction. Nice. Well, it does matter because if it's in solution, it'll probably stop being UV reactive. Meaning, if it's forming a compound, if it's actually changing properties by going into solution. Well, that doesn't mean it doesn't have stuff in solution and it's going to stop working as a cleaning agent. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it and I just need to do it. That's kind of cool looking. How are you doing? Hey, it's working. That model looks fine. Give you guys a shot of that. Yeah, that's kind of cool looking. I love this camera. Being able to do close-ups like that. There we go. What are we at? We are at 64%. The next time that lifts, I'm going to move it again. It is. It really is a wonderful camera. Okay. There we go. Now I can have them both set up. I'm using 10 for the bottom and 3 for each intermediate layer. And I'm printing at a 0.2 millimeter layer height. So pretty rough print for a resin print. Looking pretty good so far, though. Every time the light turns on and off, it causes the autofocus to reset. If you're not printing something that has dimensional accuracy issues or print in place, parts have to fit together, the settings are pretty flexible. As long as going too high doesn't really hurt anything. Only going low hurts anything. I'm going to bring it up and show you my settings. So, there we go. These are for the Creality machine. Then here, I'm actually doing 0.2 with the same settings. I could probably lower this down to 2 seconds with a 0.1 layer height, but these are my 0.2 settings. So bottom layer 6, exposure time 3, bottom layer exposure time 10. And the rest of this is defaults. I didn't change it. I just left it alone. Nice. Boy, I love how she even look at this details in the shoes and the socks, the laces. That's especially nice for resin printing because it's capable of actually resolving those details. That's just cool. Look, she even got the stitching on the mask. Look at that. She even got the stitching on the freaking mask. That's great. People who have those kinds of skills, it's just amazing to me. I hope those glasses don't fail. I'm wondering if I needed to add support for the glasses. Because if they're not actually attached to the face, yeah, his glasses might... Oh, they are attached there. But that, I might need support right here. So the glasses might be warped a little bit. Yeah, I think I should have added a support peg right there. From here to the model. It might work. Well, as you can see, this is a dead overhang here. So it'll print. It's attached. But it might warp a little bit from not having anything to hold it down and keep from warping. It'll print. It just might be misshapen. Although, those ears are a dead overhang. I did not notice that. Yeah, that ear is a dead overhang right there. I should have had support right there for the ears. Printing them straight up, those ears wouldn't need support. But printing them like I did, those ears need support. See how it's a dead overhang right here? Yeah. Then again, it's small enough that it might be okay. But that's a straight up island right there. That's just going to stick to the FEP. Hopefully it'll then attach to the next piece that prints and detach. Well, we'll find out in 20 or 30 minutes. 20 minutes. Lychee. Let me look that up. I'll have to check it out. See, as most people don't realize that unless you're streaming video or downloading a torrent, most people don't need gigabit. See, I'm only getting 1.9 megabit per second. That's because the server is limiting me to 1.9 megabit. Oh, Lychee is not free? Oh, I don't do subscriptions. Yeah, I don't do subscriptions. Although it is free. The hobbyist version is free. So do I need to download something different? Or what I just downloaded is all I need? Yeah, paying $48 a year for software? No, I just don't do that. But I'll try out the free version. I'm assuming that's what this is. I'll pay for software. They told me $50. No problem, sure. But a subscription? Not a chance in hell. I don't rent software. I just don't. Either I own it or I don't want it. Now, can this output the output for the printer? Or my graphics card doesn't support WebGL2. Bullshit. It's a relatively high-end NVIDIA. You know, considering the age of the computer. What do I have on this? I have an NVIDIA Quadro K5100M. It's the highest NVIDIA card that was available for this machine at the time. I think it's got 4 gigs of RAM. Huh. Well, that seems to indicate I have WebGL too. What version of Lychee is that? 3.2.1. What? I didn't get a link, John. Yeah, but this does support WebGL too, so that's kind of weird. Hopefully, it's something they can fix. Oh, it doesn't support Windows 7, so it has nothing to do with WebGL 2. No, I cannot see the link, John. YouTube hit it. See how it says Windows 8, 10. People need to get off this not supporting Windows 7 bullshit because I'm not putting anything else on this machine. Windows 8 is garbage, and Windows 10 is malware. Whatever. My desktop, I have Windows 10 on. I went to a lot of work to make sure I gutted the malware portion of Windows 10. Um, dubbed out. I don't have yeah, good. There's no the back end. There's no difference between Windows 7 and Windows 10. They didn't really update anything. I cannot update my NVIDIA drivers. I have to run one specific version of NVIDIA drivers, and I cannot change it because this has a very desirable true color display. It's not a normal LCD panel. It's a special graphics true color display panel. What do they call it? Dream color. And the back end of Windows 10 is just as old at 12 years old because there's no goddamn difference between 7 and 10. Doesn't quite work that way because first of all, you have to run Windows 10 Pro, and then there's multiple changes you have to make, and you have to be careful what you click on because Windows has a lot of functions to automatically turn it back on after you turn it off. Really? You see, that's why I just can't tolerate it. I will not tolerate a connection between online services and whatnot in my operating system. My operating system is not a fucking subscription. It's the core behind my computer. And either I will have complete and total control over it, or I will have nothing to do with it. You will not take possession of my computer and dictate what I can and can't do on my goddamn hardware. I do not accept that. Microsoft needs to get their goddamn fingers out of the operating system. I have to actually install Windows 10 on an air-gapped computer. I have to have no network connection at all. If there's any Wi-Fi on the computer, I have to actually physically remove it. Because otherwise, it'll just update without even asking you. If they can make Linux be more of a mainstream operating system, it would be nice. Well, that's why I'm going to keep my hacked version I have. Fuck that shit. I don't want your updates. I don't want your additions. I don't want your add-ons. I don't want your security updates. I am my own security. I will handle my own security. I do not trust you. I do not trust you with... I don't trust you with a goddamn beach ball. Exactly. I don't want a Microsoft account. I have one, but I don't want that linked to my OS. No, thank you. This is not about age of the operating system. This is about the manufacturer sticking its nose in your business where it shouldn't be. And there's no reason to. There's no compatibility issue between 7, 8, and 10. They're doing it intentionally, artificially, in order to force people off of operating systems they can actually control. I don't want your fucking nose in my goddamn computer. This is my hardware. I paid for it. It doesn't belong to Microsoft. It's bad enough it's damn near impossible to root phones anymore. Sick and tired of that shit. It's not about free. I could torrent a copy anytime I want. It's not about free. It's about control. It's about who's in charge of this hardware, who controls this hardware. If I don't control the operating system, then I don't control the hardware. That's actually one of the things that turns me off of Tesla. I don't like the remote control that they have over the operating system and the features you can use in the car. I don't like that. Yeah, I know. That's what I do. You buy a Windows Pro key. You just have to make sure you get the one that allows upgrade, because there are keys that are for clean install that won't work. I mean, don't tell me what fucking software I need on my computer or what goddamn update I need. I'll do it. I loved XP. I had a special program for Windows XP. I could skin an XP install down to 400 megabytes. Let me tell you, that's one fast motherfucking machine when you skin the operating system down so skinny. Oh. Yeah, but Macs suck for the same reason. Microsoft is heading in the direction of Mac. That's the whole reason I don't use Mac. There's a program I had for cleaning up Windows XP. I'm trying to remember what it was called. I think it was called XP Clean or something like that. And you could uninstall everything. I mean, everything. I could make Windows XP on an SSD boot up in like 5 seconds, man. It's just like, boom, you're at your desktop and you're done. No post-boot work either. It was just done. It was so fast. I had Windows XP machines with uptimes of over a year. No crashing, no memory holes, nothing. I ran a Sage TV server. I had 4 TV tuner cards in a computer. So I kind of made my own TiVo, my own DVR, literally. This is before we went digital. Once we went digital, cable companies bumped everybody out and you couldn't do DVRs anymore. People said, well, the government required us to go digital. I was like, but you didn't go digital. Yes, we did. No, you didn't. I plugged my cable line into my TV, which has a digital tuner, and it doesn't work. Oh, you need our box. I was like, oh, so you didn't go digital. You went proprietary encrypted digital. Yeah, they have everything so integrated that it breaks it if you remove it. It pisses me off. I wish there could be like a third operating system that would actually work, not Linux. Something like Windows and Mac, where it's easy to use, it just works. You don't need no fucking command line bullshit. You don't have to worry about mounting and unmounting bullshit when you plug stuff in and exactly. It's a pain in the ass. How long before they rig up software to detect if you're allowing Windows to update, and then the software doesn't work if you don't allow Windows to update? How long before they do that? I mean, it really is a load of bullshit. Really? Like, you can install a program and it won't work if you don't update Windows? Oh, give me a fucking break. We need a third-party operating system that actually works, not Linux. Creators update. Yes, but you can't choose. You can't add a functionality update without adding all the other updates. Yeah, I like Windows 7. If a program needs something, include it with the goddamn program. And don't install any other garbage with it either. God, I hate that so much. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's probably why my version of Windows 10 doesn't have 3D Builder. Exactly, and it requires all the other bullshit. OS2 Warp was actually pretty cool. I like the transparent windows and stuff in OS2 Warp. Yeah. No, I have not. What they need is a alternative OS that's basically Windows, so that I can download Windows versions of software and use it. No, I'm talking about when programs when Microsoft requires the installation of dependencies that aren't required to run the program. Like Lychee not working on Windows 7. There's no reason. They told it not to work if it's Windows 7, but it will work fine on Windows 7. There is no difference between a Windows 7 program and a Windows 10 program. See, that would be nice. Now, what is that called? React OS is trying to be binary compatible with Windows 7 or Windows binaries. That's about $250, and this is the Creality 002H. So it is Creality's mono LCD printer. This printer's been sitting up on top of that shelf for like the last 4 months. I put it down here, filled it with resin, and hit print. I didn't do anything to it. I didn't adjust anything. I just hit print, and it just works. I like it. Okay. It is a 2K panel. So it is 1620 by 2560. I wouldn't want to go back to Windows 98. Okay. Hey, that looks pretty good. And it looks like the glasses did print. That looks pretty darn good. The resin is about $30 a kilo. $30 for a liter. Yeah, I know. I feel the resin touching me on this side, but I've already got it in my hands. So I'm gonna wash and put a glove on after I get it out of here. I thought the top of it was dry. It's not. But too late now. I'm in it. There we go. Did not want to do that though. I forgot to put the bucket in. Damn it. Yeah, I forgot the top of it's still covered in resin. That was stupid. Actually, this is clean alcohol, so I can do that. Only the first time, though, because now it's going to have a bunch of resin in it. Yeah, that was dumb. I wasn't thinking because I was talking. Yeah, you don't want to do that either. It's exothermic. That's going to hurt. And you really shouldn't wash with alcohol because the alcohol dissolves the resin, which accelerates the rate at which it goes through your skin. But I only had a tiny bit on there and I just wanted to get it off. That was dumb. I need to be careful with that. Alrighty, so here's the part of the show that matters. We get to play with... No. Really? Maybe he got cold enough last night to freeze the pipe? Ender is sleeping here in his bed, and Noel is sleeping up in the tree. The tub isn't working either? Okay, the pipe must have froze. Yeah, we'll just have to wait till it thaws. It's above freezing, so it will thaw. Hell yes, that's some nasty UV light. It'll damage your eyes. It's very, very strong UV light. It's not going to hurt you too much, but it'll hurt your eyes. No, it's all PEX, so it won't burst. Let's just do a 10-minute run. It's worse than looking in the sun. When you look into the sun, you're just getting hit with pure lumens. And lumens are, obviously you don't want too much lumens, but it's blinding you by pure brilliance. This will actually physically damage your eyes with ultraviolet. So do be careful. Especially the wrong kind of UV. Remember, most of what we see is just UVA and B because our atmosphere filters out UVC. UVC is extremely dangerous. Like even short exposure. I don't think this puts out UVC, but UVC is very, very dangerous. Bernie's taking a bath. Correct. No, well, this covers, it's bi-directional, of course. Well, there's not enough UV in this house to cause that resin to react. But the cover is meant to keep UV out. You keep UV from getting in. Obviously, if I'm going to let the printer sit there for hours and hours, I'm going to put the cover on it. They have started using UVC because it's very good for sterilization. Now, if you get UVC, first of all, be very careful with it. It's dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Second of all, a lot of the UVC you see is fake. Meaning it's not real. If it doesn't cost you a lot of money, it's probably fake. If you're getting a UVC light for 20 bucks, it's not UVC, it's fake. You do not want to be in the same room as a UVC light bulb, like an actual proper UVC bulb. It will hurt you. No, some of them actually work. And actually, there's a video I just watched. Let me see if I can find it. A guy tested it, and they are actually effective. I don't know. If it actually has UVC in it, yes. If it has, actually, even UVA and B would probably be effective if you have it on long enough. Not yet. But like I said, it's going to be a multi-year process to build the studio. It won't even be a studio. The studio will always be in the house. But to build the lab, to build the workshop outside, that's going to take a while. Maybe, but I'm talking about the UVC LED bulbs that they're trying to sell. I don't know. There's probably a way to test it. What is that? Somebody sent me a photo. Let me find that video for you. Hang on. I did watch it, so it should be in my history. I'll check it in a second, TK. Hang on. I want to find that video. But one of the guys tested one of those phone cleaners, and it actually did work. I'm still looking. I watch a lot of videos. Come on. There's not going to be any this year, simply because of COVID. But they're both on the East Coast for the most part, although one is Midwest, I guess. You have one that's in it's outside Baltimore. It's in Maryland. And then what is it? Forget the name of the city. It's about an hour and a half from Baltimore, I think. And then the other one is in Indiana, Goshen, Indiana. Oh, I can search my watch history. UV. I didn't know I could search my history. And that did not work. And of course it scrolled me all the way back to the top. How about phone? That didn't work. I watched the video, so where would it be? Now, this is a recent video. I just watched it. He actually has a laboratory where he tested culture solutions with control, as well as using his lab UV lights and comparing it to the foam cleaner, and he was surprised it worked. I want to know why it's not showing up even though I watched it. I can't find it. I actually plan to build a hot room. I'm not using the lid. The container lid's only really useful when you're storing the thing. This won't work without the cover. It has a sensor on the back to keep you from accidentally turning it on, which makes sense. I can't find the video. But this guy actually was in a laboratory and he did 3 cultures. And he tested the little foam cleaner and it actually worked. Oop, this got all messed up. Get in the bath. That took what, hour and a half? 1 hour 17 minutes. There's a lot of them that show the cultures, but I don't know which is which, and that's interesting. You're the moderator, so the link came up. For some reason, that came up as a studio link. I saw that one. I'm not sure if that's the one I watched or not.
Today I have an interesting video because it is part product review and part science experiment. And at this point in the video,
No,
I've
see,
not done the science experiment.
the guy I watched was in a lab, like an actual laboratory. If you guys ever get a studio link, just delete the https://studio and replace it with www. Works fine. He is definitely not the one I was watching. I guess he'll probably tell you the same stuff, but the one I was watching, he was actually in a laboratory, like he was an actual scientist. And he what he did was he made control, then he made a set to go in his lab UV light, behind his enclosure where he has a lab UV system, and then he made a set to go into the phone machine thing. Like, he wasn't reviewing the phone machine thing. That was just a secondary thing. It just happened to be there. And I don't even think he mentioned the name of it. But I'm really annoyed that it's not in my watch history. I want to know why it's not in there. I also like to bounce it up and down a little bit. And they still need a little pop-up thing to allow me to hang this like this and have it just sit here. I didn't hollow it. I left it solid. I wanted to have some weight. Now, what they could do is put a little hook, a little set of hooks, like right here, down here. Oh, you can't see what I'm showing you, because I'm not showing you. What I would like is for them to...
First, we're going to swap...
Seriously, come on. I'd like them to put a set of hooks right here so that I can hang this on the edge of the basket right here and have it hang there like that. Let it drip dry. That would be nice. This is clean, so I can touch everything now. Okay. So this is more to seal up your alcohol so that you don't have to worry about your alcohol getting spilled because it wasn't in a closed container. So now I can just take this and stick it somewhere else. Yeah, the glasses came out nice. Boy, that really is heavy. Woo! It's got some weight to it. Come on, autofocus. Do your thing. Milky white is hard to see. I'll have to get you a better view later. Okay. Hey, red light. You're in a crane? Nice. Yes and no. Sometimes it depends on the resin. But yeah, removing supports, I usually do that first. I just push them off. Yeah, I just tear them right off. Take my fingernails and pop them right off. I'll sand it down a little bit if it needs it. What I need is a pair of nippers, but I don't have any handy. But that will be good enough. Oh, you also want to make sure you blow dry it first. Usually I use an airbrush, paint airbrush, but I don't have one handy. Because if you leave any alcohol residue behind, it'll turn white. Yeah, I have one. I have a cheap airbrush kit, airbrush paint kit, and I just use it without. Or if you have any residue, you can put alcohol in it instead of paint. Works very, very well. Mine's in a crate somewhere in the container. Yeah, he feels pretty dry. Let's cure him up. Cure. We're gonna do slow. Let's do 5 minutes. That's slow? Yeah, we need a little slower than that, Creality. That's really fast, actually. I'd like half that speed. That's actually a lot of that's from the camera itself. It does not look like that in real life. So a lot of that glow is coming from the camera. Um, Actually, this has some refinements over the Anycubic. It's just a matter of like settings. I would prefer that to spin slower. This actually has some refinements over the Anycubic. It has a double magnet system for the spinner that looks more resilient. It's got a sealed ball bearing, which the Anycubic does not. The basket looks the same. I like the fact that the wash chamber is square instead of rounded. I like the rounded better. It fits the basket better. I like the cage protecting the spinner. I like the mirrored finish on the deck here. See how it's a mirrored finish? That helps UV get underneath, which the Anycubic does not have. Beyond that, I think the LEDs are brighter. Well, I don't know. I would just prefer it to spin slower. I think it's going to get a better cure spinning slower. It also is not going to knock over my stuff if I have a whole bunch of little tiny things on there. I worry that my little tiny prints are going to fall over when that thing starts cranking up that fast. Airbrush paint? No, I don't have that kind of skill. Yeah, that's the slowest speed. Let's see what this does at a higher speed. Oh, yeah. Now it's spinning. Yeah, I'd like to see slow be about half that speed. Exactly. That should be the fast speed. Yeah, the glass is printed fine. And the ears look okay too. I would still like to see them do some bottom LEDs and maybe have this thing curve. Maybe have a little panel you can add to do straight down. And although it seems to work fine, so I guess I'm being picky for no reason. I'm impressed. That came out good. For a 0.2 millimeter layer height, that came out really good. I'll give you guys a close-up once it's done. You can go to 90 minutes if you want. The timer maxes out at 90 minutes. I did a 5-minute cure. I might try to paint him. It can. Curing too long can also make it brittle. Depends on the resin. My gut tells me 5 minutes should be plenty. I don't think I needed to cure it at all. It felt totally dry. I wish this was a solid white and not a milky white. Well, I guess I could just spritz it with some paint. Not freaking bad, huh? You can see the plateaus from the 0.2 millimeter layer height. See how you can see the layers? Because I printed at a very coarse 0.2 millimeters. But I am totally happy with that. That looks just fine. All the details in his gloves come out just fine. So let me switch over to a bigger view for you guys. There we go. Let me shrink down my face. Turn off subject. Look at that. That's at a, now keep in mind, those layer lines are because I'm printing at 0.2 millimeters. But you're looking at it super magnified up close. If you're holding this in your hand, you're not seeing any of that. Not really. Top of his kneecap right there. There you go. That's a great shot of the layers. Looks like a contour map. It's so clean. Yeah, I'm totally fine with this at 0.2. This looks great. It could have been a Naomi. I'll have to make myself a little set of characters. Now, they did lose at 0.2 millimeter. You do lose the details in the foot here. So you don't really see the shoelace details as well. They're kind of gone because of the 0.2 millimeters. I might do him at 0.05 just because I can. That might actually be pretty cool to do him at 0.05 or 0.04. No, this is on 0.2 millimeter layer height. So I'm printing a very small model with a very large layer height. I did that so we don't have to wait 4 hours for the print. So the advantage is it's done. You know, we finished it in an hour and a half. How long would this take in PLA? I don't know, probably 4 hours at the size, 4 or 5 hours. That might not be a bad idea. I do want to print him at 0.04, maybe even lower. And I also want to print him gigantic on my Chiron. You know, as close to life size as I can get. without having to split them on X and Y. I think my light's too bright. Yeah. Look at the details in the gloves. I love that. That's where all the supports were. You just take a like a nail stick and just buff them out. No big deal. That's really cool. This is also good for testing prints. You can make sure the supports work well and everything works well before spending the 6 hours to do an ultra high resolution print. So you can just get it done, and any obvious failures will be obvious right away, and you go, oh, yep, let's fix that. That's cool. And he sits up just fine. Let's see. There you go. There you go. I can't print the chair. I don't know what resolution to print it because I scaled him and didn't record how much percentage I increased him. So I gotta do some reverse research to figure out how big he is. That's one of the things I love about the monochrome screens is I can do 0.2 layers. So, I mean, from arm's length, that looks just fine. You could definitely see the layering if you look closely. It actually kind of looks cool. It gives it like a shimmer, which you can't see on the camera. But that gives him a bit of a shimmer. You can kind of see it right there. See him shimmering? Those fatty layers give it a nice shimmer. Oh yeah, way better than FDM. Well, yes and no. I can make an FDM print this good. If you use a 0.2 millimeter nozzle, even a 0.4 millimeter nozzle, I can still do 0.04 layers. And they come out very clean. You gotta use the right filament though. Use the wrong filament and it comes out like garbage. Oh, time. Yeah, you ain't doing that at any resolution in an hour and 17 minutes on an FDM printer. How big is this build plate or the printer's build plate? The printer is hang on. The printer is 82.6 by 130.5. So just under 83 by 131. Good. I keep my victims occupied. No, this had no problem at all. No warping or anything. The bottom of the shoes, if there was warping, you would see that on the bottom of the shoe there. And you see the bottom of the shoe is flat. So no issues there. No warping there. Although I think I'm going to lift him up higher off the bed so I don't have this big blob attached to his butt. See, I got that big blob attached to his butt right there. It's because his butt was touching the bed. So I'm going to move him higher up so it's a support raft on the bed instead. Yeah, I love that glimmer. It's got like a shimmer. There it is. There you can see it. Look at that shimmer from the flat layers. I love that. That shimmer is beautiful. Sweet. Yeah, it does have a kind of mother of pearl look to it. Man, that is cool looking. Maybe I'll dig out that airbrush kit and start learning how to use it. Because I would love to paint him with some nice details. But if I tried to paint that with a brush, I would just ruin it. I would just ruin it. Let's get him sliced up for better resolution. Give me the stick, please. But I don't have that kind of skill. I really don't. Okay. Let's get some stuff out of my way. Hang you back on your magnet. Let's see here. So we need support. We did not need support for... No, I don't want to do that. Now, can I lift him up off the bed? Let's see. There we go. There, now he's up. Let me show you guys what I'm doing. Okay. So now I lifted him up off the bed so that the you don't have that issue. Let's see here. Now, I didn't save them, so I got to do it again. I do want to add medium support. I want to add some more support to this, since we know it's going to need it. I should probably add a little more support here. Good. 2 points there. Point there. I need a couple more points here, I think. There we go. That's what I did. I moved him high enough off the bed to be out of the that initial squish zone. I could probably... I want to add a couple light supports. Here. Here. A little bit of light support here and here. That should be enough there. And that looks like it needs a little support right there. Because that's a dead overhang. Okay. Yeah, I know. I need to add more resin. And there is enough. Well, there might not be enough support down here. So I want to make sure this attaches. Light supports are great for this. I wish it would let me convert supports to light support. So a lot of the supports you see on his back here, I don't think are necessary. I can convert supports? How? Like, I can change some of these supports to light support? Without having to delete them and remove them? Doesn't do anything. Oh, wait a minute. Edit support? Doesn't do anything. Yeah, nothing happens when I shift click. I mean, he looks pretty good, so I'm not too worried about it. That looks good. I'll mess with it later because I don't want to mess up this, because I want to get this going. But I'll mess with that later. I got 3 under that foot. I got 4 under that foot. That should be strong enough to hold. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, I think we're okay. Let's save this as a project since I didn't save it last time. Save project. Bundle Bernie. Okay. I like him solid. He has a nice feel solid. Oh, that sucks. Once I have the desktop set up, I'll be able to use Lychee. I just don't want to install anything. I don't want to install Windows 10 on my laptop. If my desktop goes down because Windows 10 did something stupid, it's not a big deal. If my laptop goes down while I'm in the field because Windows 10 decided to do some fucking update, I'm fucked. What am I going to do? Stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning at a hotel room trying to fix my laptop? No. Okay, this looks good. Now let's change the slicer settings. So we're going to do 0.02 layer height because I can. We're going to do a 1 second exposure time. And we're going to do a 20 layer bottom layer count. And the bottom layer is going to be 5 seconds. So I better maybe do 25 bottom layers. That's a 0.5 millimeter. I think that'd be enough to give me a good solid base. I could probably go less than a second, but I don't want to risk it. Okay. What platform size? I'm big, any size really. This is a gigantic vat. It's not round like the Anycubic, it's square. So you could pretty much put any vat in there. Now, whether it'll hold like a Saturn vat, I doubt it. Microshaft wind blows. But I'll measure it in a second. Hang on. Let's see. I think that looks good. Let's save the project again. I don't know yet. I have to do some math on that. I'll do that once I get this printer going. Come on, don't you crash on me. We still look smooth. There it goes. Oh, it's doing a lot more layers. A whole lot more layers. So it'll take 20 times as long, but I cut this time down to 1/3. But you still have that motion time in between. Is there any point in doing 02 or should I just go 04? It would have the print time of when 04. Yeah, I think I'm going to go 04. I think 02 is too much. I don't think this model has enough resolution to justify 02. There's just not those kind of details here. I'm going to save it anyway since I already sliced it. See you later, Kevin. $10. That's actually not bad. You know something? Fuck it. 10 hours is not bad. I'm totally okay with 10 hours. 002. Ultra high resolution, UHR. And then put 10 hours. 10.5 HRS. Save. That's going to be a big file. Because that's a lot of layers. Look at the other window. Here we go. There he is. No, I would not. I would not recommend the 002R unless you got it for a stupidly cheap price, because you can get the H for like 40 bucks more. I would not recommend buying any resin printer with an RGB screen. I would only recommend buying with a mono screen. The improvement is so dramatic, it's not worth buying a printer with an RGB screen, in my opinion. It is still saving the file. Holy crap, this is going to take a long time. Yes, it makes it that much faster. Not only can you reduce your burn time between layers, but you can also use thicker layers. Look at the pic. You sent that by Facebook, right? I don't understand why it takes so long to bring Messenger up. Very annoying. Oh my god. That's good. I love it. No, I don't want to do that. Here's the thing. When you're dealing with a RGB screen, the screen is a consumable, meaning you are wearing the screen out just like a build plate, just like a nozzle with carbon fiber. It's a consumable. Okay? With the mono screen, the screen is no longer a consumable. The lifespan of the screen is pretty much life of the machine. You're going to get 1,500 hours, 2,000 hours out of the screen. In theory, nobody's tested it yet. But I also haven't heard of a failed mono screen yet either. Because the UV damages the RGB screen every time you turn it on. So you're actually breaking your RGB screen every time you use it. So it has a very short lifespan. So replacement screens become an issue because you got to replace it pretty often. You know, every 300 hours, sometimes less. Yeah, the slicer is slowing the stream. It's actually not the slicer. It's the write to the SD card. The memory card. It's only a third the way done. So we're going to have to deal with the stream being a little until it stops doing that. So the mono, and not only that, but the mono screen allows more UV light to pass through, which means you need a shorter curing time. A shorter curing time means you're not burning out your UV LED so fast. So now your UV LED lasts longer as well and doesn't get as hot because it doesn't have to be on for so long. Like, I'm going to use a 1 second cure time. I could probably use less. I've already had 2 RGB printers where I've had to replace the screen. My Eligo Mars I had to replace the screen, and my LDR002R I had to replace the screen. I mean, the screens are only $30, but still, if I can have faster print times and not have to replace the screen, hell yes. Just being able to do 0.2 millimeter layers is a godsend, because there are things that I do where I don't give a shit if you can see the layer lines. It's a mechanical part. Being able to whip out a print fast is just so convenient. Man, this is a big file. I wish I knew for sure if I can do less than a second burn time. I could probably do half a second burn time with a 0.02 layer. I assume this printer can do a 0.02 layer. I don't know. What's the Photon S? Which one's that? Is that like the original one, or? Basically, if somebody offered me an RGB resin printer, I'd probably say yes if you include 2 extra LCD panels. So at least I'll get 1,000 hours of printing out of it. But man, the mono screens are so fast. The print times are so short. Basically your print time is no longer a matter of burn time. Your print time is a matter of your lift and drop, lift and drop, lift and drop. That's the deciding factor in your burn time. Yeah, mono rocks. When I can, fab up a part and print it out in 15 minutes, like literally 15 minutes, it's done. It's like, you can't beat that. Resin is the future. Resin will eventually replace FDM. If they can fix the toxicity and if they can fix the mess a little bit. And the wash and cure stations do have a big impact on that. In fact, that's one of the primary complaints that I have with the Creality printer, is that the knob is not part of the bed. It's part of the frame. One of the things I like about the Anycubic is that the knob is part of the not the Anycubic, the Eligo, I think. The knob is part of the bed. So I can remove that platen, put it in the wash station without using gloves because I never have to touch resin, which is really nice. With this, you got to be a little careful because you still have to touch a portion of the bed that might have resin on it. I don't know. Boy, being able to do full color resin prints would be amazing. I don't know how you would do that though. Now you know how they have that they have those printers. I think it's called the Zephyr. Canon has one where the color ink is built into the paper so there's no ink. And it does something in the printer to activate the color. If they could do something like that, where you can activate the color with a laser. And so you would cure the layer, and then the laser would color the parts you want colored by hitting it with different wavelengths of light. I don't know. That would be pretty amazing. It would have to be by laser though, because you would have to unless you burned it twice. Like you burned it with UV to cure the plastic, and then you hit it with different frequencies of light, and you use the LCD to mask the parts you don't want to color, and the different frequency of light would change the color. That'd be pretty cool, actually. Yeah, I've seen that. DaVinci does that, and someone else does that too. DaVinci actually uses inkjet heads. Oh, it's done. How big is that file? What? Bullshit. It took you that long to export a 48 megabyte file? That was slow as balls. There's no reason for it to be that slow to write a 48 megabyte file. All right, Bernie, come on. UHR, go. Exactly. It prints a plastic layer, and then the inkjet head comes out and adds the color. Yeah, it's very what do you call it? Low contrast color. But it is full color. That'd be pretty cool. But I'd be totally happy with a continuous flow resin printer. I mean, you're still talking about minutes for parts, and I'm okay with that. The price of the resin has to come down, and the toxicity has to come down. The mess is annoying, but the mess wouldn't be such a big deal if it wasn't toxic. Let's see if we can figure out the scale of that chair. And oh, I can't turn on the close-up camera for you here. Okay. Oh, no, that's pretty cool. Let us see here. Yes, I want to close. Close that. So I need... Oh, wait a minute. Let me save out my files first. Yeah, there's my files. Why did it rotate them? Or move them? That's weird. Move. There we go. So now I have a set of legs I can print. And a set of a body I could print. So I should be able to export these. Export. Export. I don't want to export plate. I can export plate. I can separate it in Simplify. Best. Let's put it on desktop. Yes. I would probably start with this. Either a Frozen Sonic Mini or a Creality 002H. I mean, so far I've had 0 problems with this printer. Now, keep in mind, I only have 2 mono-screen printers, so my experience is limited. But in my very limited experience, this machine works very well. Now we bring up Simplify 3D. This one has a 131 by 83 build volume. I didn't know there was a new one. It was the latest one I installed, and the last time I installed it. I don't use Prusa Slicer, so it's just whenever the last time I used it is the last time it was updated. Okay, so remove that. Let's get those files taken care of first. So, tools, there, mesh, separate connected parts, which should give me 2. Yep. So now I should be able to place surface on bed for that one. Now, do I want to print this foot down or leg down? Huh. Probably foot down. So now I have 2 separate parts. So let's save this as File, Export Model. We're going to call this 2-part Bernie. 2-part Bernie legs. File, Export Models. 2-part Bernie torso. Probably the next time I need to walk somebody through Crystallizer, I'll probably download the latest version. Okay. So this is going to be my limiting factor. How big can I make this? So we're going to rotate it 45 degrees. And we will... X, Y is bigger. So 395. Center. Oh, I got to change the profile to my Chiron. Nope. Just close and do it. There we go. So I can make him that big. So he'll probably be about 1 meter tall. So if I get a child's chair, a child's folding chair, it'll probably be about the right size. So it looks like I can print right above his glasses. And then I'll have to slice his head off and print that separately. I'm probably going to be better off slicing him at the shoulders. Because if I slice him at the shoulders, you won't have that nasty seam line on his head. But it might be easier to hide the seam if I do it on his head, since I will be painting him. Is there any place else I can hide the seam line? Actually, I'm wondering if I should slice him right below his mask. If I slice him right below the mask, then I won't need to have crazy support here to attach that. So, let's see where that looks like. So if I slice him... right there. Then I can put support when I make the second path. Check my PayPal. I like when people say check my PayPal. Ooh, let me not do it on here, so I don't show any private details. Oh yeah. Let's see. JG, $10. Thank you very much, JG, and thank you for using PayPal. This way I get almost all of it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So that's probably, unless you guys can think of a better spot. Yeah, you're right. I probably could chop his head off. The problem is, using a straight up chop won't work because it includes part of the hoodie. So I would need to ask them to make his head a separate part. That's not a bad idea, though. That's not a bad idea at all. And I wouldn't need support at all then. Oh, man, that's not a bad idea. I'm going to ask him. Is 3D Print Farm watching? Let's see. All right. Download it. It's on Thingiverse or on Thangs. It's on that new Thangs site. It's the first listing. They made it free. It's from Chaos Cortec. So it's right there. It's the first thing. It looks like they made a cartoon version too. Can you do it without decimating the file, without reducing the resolution? Ideally have I don't know if it's possible, but have, you know, his neck cut off and then have a little, like a pyramid post sticking out of the bottom of his neck and that cut out in the body so that when I'm done printing them, I can just go bloop. All I have to do is scale the head down on X and Y by like 1 millimeter. And that'll give me the tolerance to make the parts fit. Yeah. Oh, I was kind of hoping we had COVID because our symptoms were so mild that if we had it, why is my stream stuttering again? If we had it, it would mean that we got away scot-free. Now we still have to really, really wary about, you know, whether we're still going to get sick or not. It says we're good. Okay. But yeah, being able to chop his head off right at the bottom of the mask, like right at the edge of the mask. So right there where you see me chopping this one here, but have the chop go up. And if you could do it without including any of this jacket, I don't even know if that's possible. But have it so it's just like follow this line, so it's just literally the neck. That would be amazing. And then the seam would be totally hidden. I mean, this seam here would be underneath. You wouldn't be able to see it. And this seam would be back here in his neck. You wouldn't be able to see it. Yeah, I know. I'm not entirely sure why. Seems to be smoothing up for me on my end. So you might just be behind. Nope, I see a little jumpiness there. So I'm going to wait to split this. But yeah, that's how big I can print him. I don't do Windows Update. OBS is just very piggish when it comes to resources. So that's as big as I can make it. So that part would be... So we're going to actually reduce it to 800% scale to keep it simple. So that would be 537. And this part would be 800. And that would be 528. So it would be over a meter tall. Sitting down. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be damn cool. That would be almost 1,100 meters. It'd be 1,060 millimeters tall. So almost 1.1 meters tall. Oh yeah, I want to print that bad. I want to close some software. I got too much stuff going, I think. Close that, close that. Close that. Okay, everything's shut down. Close this window here. I don't need this window here. Okay. should smooth out a bit. Yeah, it's looking smoother now. I don't see no jumping. Looks like the combination of Simplified 3D and OBS was too much. Well, the problem is, I split them at the neck, I get part of the jacket, too. If I could separate the head without the jacket, then the jacket would hide the seam. We're back up to 72% and 29 frames per second and 2.6 kilobit per second, or megabit per second, so we should be smooth again once you catch up to me in real time. That is a cool model. They did a good job. They are so amazing, the talent that they have when they do this kind of stuff. It's mind-boggling, the skill they have. I was about to say I could chop more of his leg off, but it won't help me make it bigger because this width here is my limiting factor on making him any larger. That's a great idea. Bring him into the store with me to size him for the chair. That's all. Yes, I'm absolutely do that. I'm gonna walk into Walmart with a meter-tall Bernie and find a chair that fits him. I'll put him in the cart. Oh my God, that'd be so awesome. Oh, that's great. I'll put a booster seat in the car and put him in the passenger seat. Watch people go, what the? Oh my God. That would be hilarious. Okay, so far, what about the wash station from Creality? So that is this critter right here. What do I like and what do I not like? Okay. Control panel's fine. I love being able to set the time. That's great. I like the blue lighting. It's nice. I love the square tub. I'm not a fan of the clamps. As you can see, the living hinge here is already broken. Right here. This living hinge is already starting to crack, so they need to work on the QC for that lid. It could be I just got a bum one. I like the new impeller design. I like the sealed bearings. I like the protective grill, so things don't fall through that as easily. I love the square shape. I like that it holds 4 liters. It's a bigger volume. How big is this? It's going to be in inches because I don't have my metric tape roll. Okay. So your maximum dip height is going to be 6.5 inches. That's your maximum dip height. So nothing taller than 6 inches is going to fit in here. You could go a little bit taller if you go past the max line. So you could, in theory, if you were really careful, you could get 6 inches or 7 inches. You could, in theory, fit 7 inches in here. What's the matter, kitty? Your maximum width down low here is about 6.5 inches. And your maximum side width here is 4 3/4 inches. So 4 3/4 by 6 by 6.5 tall, maybe 7 if you really squeeze it. That's the maximum you're going to get in there. So that is definitely bigger than the Anycubic. I like the basket. I like the hook mechanisms on the back. It does come with the dip tower for you to put your platen your platter from the printer on there. The only problem I'm seeing is it looks like they expect you to unscrew the knob off of there to put on here to hold it. Where's a knob for here? You're missing a knob on here, Creality. There should be a knob here to tighten the platen onto this platter, and you don't have one. So I don't know if I'm missing that or if it's not supposed to have that. But my instinct says there's supposed to be a knob. And here's for your maximum height. And here's for your adjustable height. But you are missing a knob. This needs a knob. So that's one thing there. There should be a knob there. Let's see what else. Cover's fine, no problems with that. Noise level's not too bad, no problem with that. I got no complaints. Oh, the big issue. It spins way too fast. I love the mirrored... What did I do with the platen? There it is. I love the mirrored steel platen. The mirrored steel platen is awesome. That's a good job on that. Your slow speed is your fast speed. So you need to make your quick rate your slow rate, and then make normal and slow even slower. These should all be 1/3 of what their current speed is. Now the thing is, you do want that fast rate when you're washing. So the software in here needs to be smart enough to use differential rates depending on whether you are in wash or cure. Because I don't want to slow down wash. Wash, you want to be as quick as possible. You want to form that funnel in there when you do wash. What do you mean, can you slot it out? Ha ha, dumbass. The cat fell off the table. Oh, to give you guys an idea of how much packaging I go through. I filled that trash can, and I filled those 4 trash bags just with the packaging from all the crap I opened last night. And I still have one more box to open. And that's not including the cardboard. The cardboard's completely separate. The cardboard is in 2 giant bags outside. It's crazy. It's so much crap. I gotta get organized. But that's it. I would make the speeds for wash are good. The speeds for cure need to be slowed down big time. And well, the way this works is the build plate is a wraparound like this. And so there's a slot like this. And it fits in like that. And then you screw the knob down to tighten it in place. Okay? So that's your build plate. Your build plate looks like that. And this just slots in like that. And then you tighten the knob down to hold it. So your build plate is a shape like this. And it slots in like that. Christmas must be a letdown. Oh, yeah, with all the crap, yeah. Yeah, well, hopefully it doesn't burn me. See, on other printers, the shape is like this, with a hole going through it and a knob, and then the knob pinches on the plate. But that's not how this one works. This one, it fits over, and there's a cutout to expose that, and then you put the screw down, and that pinches them together. So they just need a knob here. This needs a knob. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. Psst. Hi. I want to cover that so they don't get into it. Although it's going to keep you from seeing the kitty. Plus, this is going to be a 10-hour print. I'd rather have it covered. Hi, kitty. Want to see him chase the mouse? You like the mouse, kitty? You want to go after the mouse? Huh? I'm using Soraya Tech Fast White. There he goes. He's thinking about it. I can't see what the camera sees. There he goes. I love messing with the cats. Except this little dirtbag puked on my bed. It's like, thanks a lot, bastard. I can't wash that quilt. It has to be dry cleaned. Can you get it? Hi, Ender. Here's one eye. He's like, what are you doing? He's a beautiful cat. We got so lucky with these cats. They are such beautiful cats. We got very, very lucky. Yours are good kitties. And he's looking for the mouse cursor again. Alrighty, guys. I am going to call it quits for the night. This is going to take 10.5 hours to print, so it will be done. Well, it's 3 o'clock, so it'll be done about 1 a.m. It'll be done. 1:30. So hopefully the cats don't bump it too much. But yeah, so far, I like the curing station. It's nice. It seems like a pretty finished product. The only thing I would like to improve is slower speeds for curing. And like the lowest speed, I'd like to be 1/2 that speed. Hey, hang on. Somebody printed a Bernie. Tim printed a Bernie. Hey, that looks good, man. So Tim sent me his print of 150% scale. Nice. Good job, dude. That was printed on a CR6 SE. So that is it for today. I will see you guys next week. Keep your victims happy, and remember, politicians taste good. They're very, very delicious, especially when they run. It's more fun when they run. I appreciate it, Caliber. Michelle, they said they like you. My viewers, my critters, my minions. Oh, because you're not ugly and they think you're cute. They brought you up, not me. All right, guys. You have a great day. I will see you all later. Thank you for joining in my stream. Don't forget, I have PayPal and Patreon links down below. Every bit of income I get comes from you guys, either directly or indirectly. I make passive income with those affiliate links down below. Keywording as an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Otherwise, when you use those links, I make an income, and I appreciate it. So I keep tilting my head to try to get out of the way of this camera here, not realizing that I'm not actually in the way of the camera, but it's blocking the screen from me, so I keep doing this.